What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So the reason why my face is kind of halfway done is because today I filmed this flawless face foundation routine, which I will link right up here in case you missed it. That was uploaded before this one. Now I'm continuing on with this look on how to get the easiest eyeshadow ever. So for those of you who don't have a lot of time to do eyeshadow, which is most of the people in this world, I know the beauty community, the beauty gurus on here on YouTube do amazing, beautiful, fabulous looks on eyes, but in reality, we don't have time to do that. We don't. We can't sit in front of a mirror for an hour and a half working on a cut crease or, you know, all these fancy eye looks. So I'm going to show you today on how to get an easy eye look that you can use any palette. You can even get creative and pull out your, contour palettes if you need a little bit of, a darker shade or something like that. But I'm going to show you today on how you can get a beautiful eye look using only 2 to 3 colors, minimal brushes, so I'm hoping this will be easy for you to follow along and recreate. The palette I'm going to be using today is the Desi x Katy Friendcation palette. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Not saying you need to go pick this up, but I do recommend it because it is pretty. So here's what the colors look like today. So in most palettes that people get, we're always looking for a good couple of matte colors that we can throw in our crease and then a couple of shimmery colors that we can kind of throw on our lid. I feel like this palette is a really good mixture. You can do tons of eye looks with this, but you can also do beautiful, basic, beginner-friendly eye look. So we're going to jump right into it. First off, we are going to go in with our transition color. Now, transition color is your lightest color. You're going to work your way from lightest to darkest, using the darker colors more on the lower. Let me give you a close-up. It kind of looks like that. I've got my eyelids primed. I just put concealer on to prime them, and then I put a setting powder over them so they're not tacky, so your eyeshadows can just blend out smoothly. And I am using a Morphe R37. This is my favorite blending brush, and I'm just going to dip into that color right there. And I'm going to start working that all over the lid from inner to outer corner, back and forth motions. And once I kind of got the color on there, I'm going to just buff it in, and buffing is kind of like circular, small circular motions. And I always kind of take my eyeshadows down just a little bit and feather them out versus just stopping right here and then leaving this all blank. I always kind of come down. These shadows are so pigmented in this palette, so right there, I mean, I really don't need to build it up. Just a couple of passes, dipping once in is enough. This shade is called Necessary, which I love the names in this palette because it is very necessary to have a transition color like this. Loving the names of these. There is your first color down. I just swiped it all over the lid. Now I'm going to get a little bit smaller brush, and this is a Morphe M433. Difference between these two brushes, this one's fatter and more fluffy. This one's a little bit more tapered. So this one's a little bit more tapered, so it's going to fit more into my socket. I'm going to go in to this shade Churro. That's a cute name. Caramel medium brown shade. I don't know, I suck at describing colors, but that's what we're going to go in with. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place this more in the socket, and I'm just going to start at the outer and work my way in. And this is just going to start building up your eye look to where it gives it a little bit more depth and dimension. I start right here and build up the color, and then I just swipe it towards the inner part of my eye. And once I have it all brushed out, I'm going to start buffing a little bit. Kind of buffing it into that top color. Obviously, there's a big difference between just the transition color, just one color all over the lid, versus this one. This is starting to darken up the crease. We're gonna do that same thing over here, just placing the color kind of towards the outer part and then working it in. And guys, getting you some good brushes is key to kind of upping your eye game. Some brushes from the drugstore are actually pretty darn good now versus what they used to have. I know e.l.f. has some good brushes, Real Techniques. Also in Ulta is Morphe, which is the brushes that I'm using today. I've just been a big Morphe fan from the get-go, but I know there's other brushes out there that are low price like Morphe now. Now we've got that second color more in the crease. We've darkened up the eye, give it a little bit more of a look now. Now you can stop right here if you don't like a super dark eye on you and you just want something just very simple. 2 colors in the crease. You can put a lid shade, what I'm going to put on in just a minute, and it would look gorgeous. But I'm going to take this up and we're going to just use 3 shadows, which sounds like a lot to some people, but if you see some of the eye looks that people do here on YouTube, this is minimal. The light brown, the medium brown, now we're going to dip into the darker brown, which is called Cheens. I'm just going to be simple and I'm going to use that exact same brush, but I'm going to use it in a little bit different way. Don't want to build it up too much because I don't want a dark smoky eye. I'm going to start packing that down here on the lid. Packing means I'm just kind of packing it on the eye. I'm not swiping it. I'm just going to darken this outer corner right here. And grabbing a little bit more now. I don't want to go in with too much product. That's what a lot of people I think do, and it kind of ruins the eye look, or it's really hard to finish or keep it going because they've built up that color too quickly and it looks very muddy. Now I'm just feathering that color on the lower part of my crease, so my brush is placed down here versus up in the crease where we did that second brown with. So I'm packing it like this, and then I'm keeping it kind of still on my lid and just swiping it towards the inner corner. Dab, 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 swipe, swipe, swipe. And then you can kind of do your little buffing motions. So closing my eyes, there's this eye that we darkened up just a teensy bit, and then there's this eye. So whatever you prefer, you can stop, you can keep going, you can darken it up even more. I'm gonna probably stop right about there because this is a easy daytime look. I'm not wanting a smoky eye. Once I get those on, I just kind of look and make sure, you know, they're both the kind of same darkness. And then I always kind of go back with my first blending brush, the really big fluffy one, and I just take that from side to side, inner to outer, and just blend. Just because I like those colors to kind of melt together. I don't want to see any crazy lines on my eye. So that's basically it. Now all we have to do is just pick a shimmery shade that's in this palette and just throw it on our eye. Since I'm not wearing anything too fancy today, I'm just going to go in with this beautiful champagne gold color. This one is called Just a Kiss. I did say on this video that it's best to apply with your fingers, so I'm going to apply it with my fingers first and then go in with this brush. I'm just grabbing a flat sealer brush. This is a MAC 242. I love to apply all my lid shades with this brush, whether they're matte, whether they're shimmery, metallic, whatever. I'm just tapping the shimmery color right up into where we darkened that outer corner. I don't want to go all the way to the outside because then we'll just cover up that pretty brown that we just placed there. It's so pretty. I'm going to pick up the brush just because I want to get into my inner corner a little bit better, and I've got fat fingers, so it's easier to do that. Now we've got our beautiful shimmery color on. Hope the camera is picking it up because it is stunning. I'm just going to take my smaller crease brush and just kind of feather over that crease area. And guys, the more you do this, the faster you will get, just like anything new that you try. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't do eyeshadow, I can't curl my hair, but I'm like, have you really taken the time to practice? That's the big thing with eyeshadows. I was not near as good when I first started, but I kept doing it. Pretty sure everybody does have a highlighter of some sort in some type of palette or just ones that they've picked up. So I'm just going to actually take my highlighter that I used on my cheeks right here, and I'm just going to place that on the top of my brow bone just to kind of bring a little bit of shine right to the top. This is the Fuego highlighter from their collection that they did with Desi colors, same as their eyeshadow palette. I loved everything that they came out with. But again, you don't have to go out and buy this exact eyeshadow palette. Find you an eyeshadow palette with just some good transition colors where you've got a light brown, where you've got a medium and a dark, and you can work with it. Just to kind of help darken up my lashes just a little bit, I just get a black gel pen and I just barely go on the tops of my eyes. I don't know if you can see, I definitely can, that there's a difference between this eye and this eye where I just went up just with a very fine line. L'Oreal Lash Paradise in the rose gold packaging. The mascara is on. Now I'm just going to pick up those exact same brown shades and just layer those underneath my lash line. I don't ever really like to use eyeliners because I just feel like they look really harsh on me. I don't like to just do a thick black line. My eyes look closed. They don't look as soft. This is all I'm going to do. I'm going to mix these two colors right here. And this is just a pencil brush. It is the M431 from Morphe. And I'm not really pressing very hard because that is a sensitive area. I don't want to drag and make any more wrinkles. You can see the difference between those two right there. You could always just put mascara on and be totally fine. I mean, do what you want to do. But this is just what I like to do when doing just little eye looks. I'm going to go into that Cheens color, the darkest brown in the palette. Exact same thing, just run that all underneath my lash line. Now I'm just going to stop right there. I'm not really going to darken that color up anymore. Only thing with this palette, it doesn't really have a black, so if you are one to like to really smoke out that under eye, you may have to reach for another palette or something like that, but I'm okay with just using browns. Like I said, I like it more softer underneath because I'm going to put my black mascara on, so it'll darken it up when I do that. I'm just going to take a very small brush. I think this is, oh, this is BH Cosmetics. Any type of just really fine brush that you have. I'm going to take my highlighter, the same I put under my brow bone. I love doing this. Okay, you guys, so now that we've got our eyes complete, I'm just going to hurry really quick and throw on some lips. And I am using, again, from the Desi Colors Desi X Katy Friendcation collection. I'm going to be using their liquid lip in a mauve story. And this is actually not from their new collection. It was the one they did last year, but they do have it in stores at Ulta. And online, it's the over-the-top kind of like really pretty gold sparkly gloss because I just don't like a plain matte lip on me. I know this matte formula is amazing and it's not cracking and dry, but I just have to have a gloss. I just have to. I could probably leave it like this, but the gloss is really, really, really where to go. This gloss is so pretty. I really hate to just not use it. Just makes my lips so much softer and juicier and fuller when I have a lip gloss on. So yeah, that completes this eye look, you guys. It was super, super simple. I know some of you are gonna look at this and be like, oh, it's still hard, but really it's not. I used 3 colors, which is not bad. So a fluffy brush for our transition color, a crease brush to put your darker colors on there, and then on a lid, you could use your finger. You don't necessarily have to have a brush for your lid. So, I mean, it's super, super easy. This palette is gorgeous. Every single one of these colors are stunning. Like this bronze color, it is a little bit more on the price side. It's around $50, but this is so worth it, you guys. The quality of everything in their collection is just absolutely amazing. Most people know that I am a huge fan of drugstore stuff. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, I'm always trying to find dupes for you guys, saving money in that way, but this is one collection that I truly, truly feel is worth your money. So if you can get it, great. If not, you can definitely try to recreate this eye look by just getting you a pretty shimmer shade. You can use a highlighter. It may not be as glittery because, like I said, this pigmentation of all these pretty metallic glittery shades are amazing. But all I used was, you know, 3 brown shades, a light, medium, and a dark, just to kind of create that. I hope you guys enjoyed this little eye look, beginner-friendly eye look. I hope you guys can recreate this. Let me know down below if you do try to recreate it and if this helped you or not. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of eye looks that I break down on Instagram as well. That will be linked down in the description bar. And thank you guys again for coming back to my channel and watching my videos, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.